the initial release of GrapheneOS speech services for text to speech. I don't know if this is something they announced they've been working on for a while or not, but to me, it kind of came out of nowhere. If you have, well, I mean, any phone really, when it talks to you, like if you're using a navigation app or you're using Duolingo or maybe like a screen reader, a lot of these apps do not, as far as I know, come built in with their own voice library. They rely on the phone's text to speech ability. For those of you who have ever used a custom OS, you may have realized that a lot of the custom OSs do not come with a built-in text to speech library. The Google one, in my experience, doesn't always work offline. That was my first thought when I was like, okay, well, I'll download the Google speech synthesis and then I'll just use the firewall to just cut off access. Some people said they've done that successfully. For me, that didn't work. But this is really cool because Graphene now has their own that they're offering. It is currently only available for US English. It says here in this announcement that once it's bundled with the OS, it will be enabled by default, so activating it won't be necessary. According to the changelog, that just happened, I think, on the 24th, so like earlier this week. The Android UI for this is super, super confusing because let's say you go ahead and download this and you go to settings and you go to system and you go to language and region. It says all this right here, speech, text to speech output, preferred engine. It'll show it there and it looks like it's enabled. So it's really confusing because you're like, yeah, it's there, it's on. Why isn't it working? But again, it's bad UI. You have to actually click on it and select it as if it wasn't there. It's a horrible UI. And that's not Graphene for the record. That's just Android. That's Google. That's all on them. But thankfully, it's bundled by default, so now you won't even have to think about it, and it'll work. They say that this was built from a fully open source model for text-to-speech, which they created themselves using existing open source code and data. They said that they will most likely be doing German and French next, because they believe those are their next biggest user bases. They said they also plan to make their own speech-to-text implementation, so you can like talk to the phone, again, for things like Duolingo or dictation. You can like say what your text messages are and stuff like that. Sometimes Graphene will make some of their apps available publicly, like their camera and their PDF reader. You can go download those from the Play Store right now. I did not see any indication that they're going to be doing that for this. I don't know if that's something they're planning to do or not.
I just think this is a good step in the right direction, right? Like we should be having this feature built in by default. Like I think accessibility kind of gets put on the back burner a bit. I think most people, when they think of text to speech, like this is the thing that came to mind for me personally was like navigation apps, right? Like generally looking at a phone while you're driving is legal. So having someone read out instructions is kind of important, right? Like that's a basic function that I think a lot of people would want. I think this is just another addition though that GrapheneOS has been doing, where they've been building out stuff specifically as a replacement for Google's tools, right? Like we saw how they proxy a lot of requests that are made on the operating system, stuff like that. It's just another additional thing where we're not relying on Google. Google is kind of being a bit restrictive with their whole ecosystem. You know, like the future of GrapheneOS on Google Pixels is a little bit up in the air. Like there's a possibility that it may not continue in the future. So I think this is good from that perspective. And also for people that are, you know, low vision or no vision, you know, like some people use their phone, like specifically in Android, there's this option for talkback, which basically allows you to navigate your phone without having to look at the screen, right? So I think this is also going to be kind of big because here at Privacy Guides, we really kind of push this a lot, but like privacy should be accessible to anyone. You shouldn't be excluding people based on silly things like that, right? I think this is just a step in the right direction on that aspect from an accessibility point of view as well. Like I think having this added by default is going to make it a lot easier, right? But yeah, it wasn't enabled by default if you already have the operating system installed, but I think like Nate said, it'll be enabled by default and selected on new installations possibly.
I feel like some privacy or some open source has done a really good job of being accessible for visually impaired people. But overall, I do agree that there's a lot of work to go still. My wife, I'm very open, has like severe ADHD, and that's something she struggles with is the UI. Like for someone like me, it's just kind of like, yeah, you know, it's not that pretty, but it works. But for someone like her, like it fails to grab her, and it's like, it's grating to use. It's like nails on a chalkboard for her because of her ADHD. Or they're missing things like she hasn't switched to Proton Calendar yet because it doesn't have tasks like Google does. And like she needs those, like she lives by a to-do list. And in general, open source has a lot of room for improvement on accessibility. And it's really cool to see people taking a step forward. Not trying to get on anybody's case, just pointing that out.